In here, we pour whiskey, 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 whiskey.
You were that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.
What up, Whiskey Ginger fans? Welcome back to the show. It's your first time joining the show. Welcome to the show. My guest today is one of my least favorite people on earth. I say that for none of my guests, and I mean it today. It's a solo episode. It's me, it's your boy. I haven't done this. I don't even like saying it's your boy. I don't like that at all. That's so gross. That's such a gross... It's your boy. It's your 42-year-old boy.
Quoting Jay-Z's The Black Album.
Yeah, I have to. It's me, solo today, with McKone Boney in the booth over there. And we did a solo today because we've been doing a long run of guests. And we've been doing this show for, I think, almost 8 years. I have no idea what the calendar says. And for a while, we were going to have to put it down because we were traveling too much. And I said, no, let's do a solo episode like we used to do from back in the day. I did one. I think I did a solo episode in Salt Lake or something like that one time from the condo that we were staying in. I don't remember the last time I did a solo. What was that? What's the year on that solo episode that we did that? It says what? That was episode 75 and when?
March 27th, 2020.
March 2020. Okay, so 5 years ago. We did it. I was sipping a little sap there, sitting in the old studio. That was the old studio that had cockroaches. You weren't around for that. You don't remember the cockroach studio. Man, that was a great studio. We're doing the solo ep. We got some stuff to talk about this week. It's been a bummer week so far for me in terms of Rhino died yesterday. This episode will come out in a couple of days. But Ryan Sandberg, one of the greatest Chicago Cubs of all time, who made me fall in love with the Chicago Cubs. I was a kid. I was born when he joined the team shortly after and transformed Wrigley Field into a non-loser's palace. My dad sent me an article from the Chicago Tribune this morning talking about his impact, and what a cool cat. Bring up a photo of this guy, like one of the most handsome. This is also back when ball players were a little bit more like handsome and normal looking, and now I think you got to have more flair. Ryan Sandberg. I know that's so sad you don't even know who that is. And it's spelled R-Y-N-E, Ron. Ron. And they called him the Rhino. Handsome-looking cat, huh? Apparently he was like a multi-tiered, multi-sport athlete when he was young. He could have done anything, even as an older gentleman. But look at that. Look at how handsome he was back then. Handsome guy. Died tragically of cancer. So sad, like so unfortunate. So young, too. I think he was, I want to say 65 or 67.
65.
65. I mean, that's such an awful... young way to go out. Cancer, when does it stop? My mom says, can't we fix that? No, Mom, we can't fix that. My dad had cancer. Everyone we know is going to get cancer. You just got to hope for, which one do you hope you get, I guess? You hope for the least painful one. McKone, of course, will get some sort of lead cancer. McKone has been removed from his apartment because of lead poisoning. We should... put up a little protest. Don't you think we should fight back? We should fight the man.
Yeah.
McKone is in a building that's from the early 1900s. They removed some stuff, and of course, lead leaked out. So the kid's been sleeping at the studio, showering at my house and at other people's houses, which brings me back to the days of showering at strangers' homes. I've done this. As an adult, I did this. I showered at Neil Brennan's house one time before a gig because I couldn't make it all the way back to the valley, so I had to do it somewhere in the city. And showering at other people's houses... it's interesting to figure out their configuration. Did you get my shower quickly?
You have fantastic water pressure.
I got a good good WP over there at the Santino household. I will say we did pride that when we got that house. I wanted the hot to be hotter and the pressure to be stronger. And the guy that came over from LADWP to check everything out was like, this water pressure is a little too high. It could bust a pipe or something. And I said, bust it. See, I'm getting my youth on today? Bust it, dog. This is a photo of McKone's lead on his counter. What is that, a grinder? What is that? That's
for lenses.
That's for lenses. Oh my God, there's a Zippo lighter, a lens cap, and
an old charger.
An old charger from back in the day. Is that USB? And then that's what? What is that?
That's for a film reel.
God, that's so gross. So look at how dirty that counter got from them ripping everything out.
It got in my coffee.
It got in your coffee. Did you drink the coffee?
Of course I did.
You have to finish it.
Yeah.
I hate that mentality of like my parents' generation from like the 50s where they're like, it made us stronger. We drank puddle water. No, it didn't. You're all dying of cancer now. So no, it didn't make you stronger. It's sad. Look at all that. That's so bad for you.
Yeah.
That reminds me, this is great. Bring up this picture of, go to JCB England. JCB England. It's a golf course that I was just out there. And at JCB, see if you can get images. Look up Old Brick Building, JCB. This is pretty impressive. We were going around the grounds at this golf course, and that's it. I think that's it. That's one of them. So this guy's taking me around the golf course. I said, look at that beautiful historic building on the grounds. He goes, yeah, mate, we can't rip it down. And I said, why not? He goes, it was filled with asbestos. So they, you know, that the protection environmental agency over there, they said it's better to leave it up than to rip it down because of the asbestos that would float around in the air. So it's just an old asbestos building. It looks beautiful. And of course, the golf course had stored a lot of stuff in there, which means some of the younger employees are going to catch some asbestos poisoning by proxy. But really, who cares about the youth? I mean, McKone is reminding me you're 26 years old.
I'm older now.
We started working together when you were 3 years old. It is crazy how fast our children grow up and how much you still have to take care of them. I feel that when I hear people talk about their kids. You're still living really under my roof.
In a way, yes.
No, literally. This is my roof. You're here. But this is what it is. That's the story of life. You're my kid. I feel like because I couldn't have kids, God blessed me with you. I have to take care of you. God bless, God love, God bless. But going backwards, shout out to Ryan Sandberg, the Rhino, one of the greatest of all time. Followed me on Instagram, made me feel, I mean, I don't even care. I don't even know who could have followed me on Instagram that would have made me feel the way it made me feel when he followed me. Because as a kid, he was so impactful. Because I love baseball, but he really made me fall in love as a kid because he was clean and smooth, the sexiest second baseman I think I've ever seen. And that was the Mark Grace days. I mean, that entire crew of the Chicago Cubs made me fall in love with the pinstripes and Wrigley in a way that I just kind of, I don't know, it did something. And of course, that was the original number 23. Isn't that kind of crazy? He was the first 23 in Chicago, followed by the GOAT of basketball. What a childhood I was able to have. This is what's kind of messed up as I've grown older and moved to Los Angeles, and now I'm in the city of a lot of championships. It is kind of nice to live in a place like this where the sports teams are so good, but the people seem to not care. Nobody goes to hang out. Nobody tailgates. When I go back to the Midwest, you can go to, okay, the White Sox are having a mediocre season, and you can still go to the south side of Chicago, go to a bar, people will be watching the game, and it's a communal thing. Nobody does that here. The Doyers have a fan base of strong Latinos and then mid-whites. The whites come and they go. The whites go when they can get free tickets. That's when the whites go to baseball games. You give me free tickets, I'll go to the game. I've been buying tickets for the Dodgers for a long, long time. I'm not a mid-white. I'd say I'm an upper middle white, you know, as far as, you know, I can touch all the bases. I can dance amongst different classes. Mexicans being my favorite. I talked about them last night at the Comedy Store. Man, I love Mexicans. They know how to take a joke. They're not going to get offended. You're never going to get canceled by a Latino Dodger fan because they say some wild-ass shit. I mean, they were the ones that put that San Francisco Giant in a coma. Is that guy still alive, by the way? That's why we don't have tailgating out at Dodger Stadium anymore. They beat that guy into a coma. It was terrible. 12 years. Giants fan Brian Stout still battling long-term effects. 12 years after the Dodger Stadium attack. 12 years. This guy got put in a coma in the Dodger parking lot. Insane. They beat him into a coma. And because of this, now there's 900 cops in Chavez Ravine before the game. You can't even have a beer by your car like the good old days. Did you grow up you went to Vikings games when you were a kid?
Yeah, and some
Did your dad
Twins
sit in the
games.
parking lot and have a drink and tailgate?
We would more so go to like a college. We'd go to Timberwolves games more than anything, but that was the winter, so that was brutally
Yeah, well, you
cold.
can't. You're not tailgating, and nobody tailgates before basketball. Why though? Why don't you tailgate
'Cause
before
it's
basketball?
cold.
So what? What are you talking about? It's cold. You tailgate before football games. They're also in the winter.
I know, but fall versus that's the fall.
Nah, okay. Go tell that to Green Bay. Go tell that to Green Bay when it's snowing and it's 12 degrees. They're still out there drinking. I mean, we went to a Broncos game and it was 22 degrees. It was ice cold, dude, and we were still out there having a couple of soda pops, enjoying our lives.
The Vikings don't make it that far in the season.
God, dude, this is why you're still around. So look at this poor guy, the Giant fan, this poor guy that they beat into a coma. 12 years later, he's still. What was the lawsuit that they ended up? Look at. Well, pause that. That's a police sketch. That's the police sketch of the people that they were looking for. God, dude,
Go back
I
to
could have been
fun,
I could have been a police sketch artist. That is the most. Look at his head. I mean, they split his head open. The fact he's still alive is insane. That's awful. That's a bad display of true Dodger fans because these are wonderful, good people. You just had a couple of people that had too many estrellas out there in right field. Estrella, the beer of the Dodgers. Oh, this guy can't even stand. I mean, this is terrible to watch. I don't want to see this anymore. What are we doing? No, it's terrible. I feel bad. It was an awful thing that happened to the poor guy. What's the amount of money he sought in that lawsuit? I remember it was a big deal back then. 12 years ago. Man, so much time has changed since then, too. What does it say? $5 million. $5 million to take care. It says Stowe's family sued the Dodgers, citing poor security in the parking lots. They were left with just over $5 million to take care of Stowe. Just over $5 million, but they say the word left just over as if it was $30. $5 million.
Yeah.
I mean, look, $5 million to get put in a coma. No, thank you. How much would you get paid if I can put you in a coma? How much could I pay you to put you in a
Am
coma?
I coming out of the coma?
You're coming out, but you're having a tough go. 12 years later, you're still struggling.
Maybe $1 million a year. 12
Okay,
million.
12 million.
Yeah.
I won't. No thanks.
Yeah.
Let me just choke you out. And I'll give you free showers at my house.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
He had 5 cardiac arrests that night at the hospital. That's insane.
This is
all right,
depressing.
let's move on. Yeah. Well, I was talking about how bad that is. That's bad fanship.
Yeah.
And I will say, Dodgers are not like that. We have good fanship. They're good, solid people out there, the Dodger fans. And moving to a city with this championship glory, having the LA Kings, go through their run, the Lakers, which I'm not a big Laker guy, but one of the most historic basketball teams of all time. The Rams and the Raiders both touch and go out here. Now we have the Chargers, which give them back to San Diego. Give them back. Can you return a team? Return to sender. Address unknown. I don't understand that. They moved up here. No one was a fan. I do not get that move. I do understand the move of the Oakland Raiders going to Vegas and the Oakland A's moving to Vegas. I know Oakland's upset about it, but you're right across the bridge. You can go get whatever you need over there. I know they don't like that, but show more love and support. I did a show called Behind the Lights years and years ago where I went to some of the toughest jobs in sports, and they showed us flipping the baseball to football. Look at that Behind the Lights day that's day with the Padres. But I went to do Behind the Lights, Oakland. I watched them flip the stadium from baseball. No, that's mudding. I don't think you're going to, I don't know. But I watched them flip the stadium from baseball to football, and we'll show the outside of it. Go to maybe the outside. But no, that's not, I don't care. Take it away. But the point is, they said the reason they didn't want to build them a new stadium is because it only cost them $1 million every flip, $500,000 each way. So the family intelligently said, well, how many times do we got to flip it in a season for football? How many times? Do you know? Half of the games are home, half are away. So 6 to 9 times now, right? 6 to 8 times. I mean, come on. That's nothing. I mean, who cares? So $6 million is all it cost them instead of building an entire new stadium, which what does it cost now to build a brand new baseball stadium? The average cost. I would say, I'm going to guess it's probably $1 billion and some change, $1.50. I wonder what AI thinks. 2.3, 1.2 to 2.3. I was close. I said $1.50. 2.3 billion to build a baseball stadium now. Yeah, so why would you do it? Why would you do it?
Create jobs.
Create Steve Jobs? He's dead, my friend.
We have to create him anew then.
Yeah, where's Steve Jobs when you need him? These iPhones are worthless. This is the same design it's been since it came out in 2008. It's the same thing. Nothing really changed.
Well, yeah, he's been dead for... Wasn't that funny at the end of BlackBerry, though, when that just kind of ruins everything
the iPhone killer.
Yeah.
It is pretty crazy. I remember how big of a deal it was. My roommate, my couch jumper roommate, a guy that kind of slept on our couch for a while, he had the iPhone. That pissed me off. You know when your friends are as poor as you are and they get something worth a lot of money and you're like, haven't you not been paying rent? That really bummed me out.
Yeah.
He got the new iPhone. And the first gen, dude, that was expensive. That's 07, 08. And I think even then it was $600 or $700. I don't remember. What was the cost of the first iPhone? But he had that. And I thought, why are you living on my couch and you got an iPhone? You have the brand new iPhone. We couldn't afford that back then. $500, man. $600 for the 8 gig. Think about that, dude. The 8 gig. That was the highest they went was 8 gigs. $600 in 2007 is the equivalent to $900 today, which is exactly what they are now. They're like $1,000. But think about that. 8 gigs. How many gigs is our phones now? 256 is the high, or no, 512 is the highest?
Yeah.
Good God.
I think they go up to a terabyte now.
Do they?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just because file sizes are exploding exponentially.
But there's no reason you'd ever need a terabyte for the average user. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the same thing that bothers me about MacBooks. I have Mac stuff. I'm a sucker. But everybody's like, why do you like Macs? And every idiot says the same thing. Dude, there's stuff you can do with it. Most people are checking email.
Yeah.
They're not on Final Cut. They're not on Adobe Photoshop. They're not on any of those Premiere programs, which this thing is good for. So we're all just sheep and liars. We really all just sheep and liars. And I'm one of them. I got iPhone, iPad, MacBook, AirPods. I had Beats, which Apple owns now. I had Beats over-the-ears headphones. I have so many devices. I have AirTags and everything. We AirTagged my dog. I should AirTag you. I want to know where you are most of the time. But we AirTagged my dog because it's better than putting a chip in your dog.
Yeah.
But sometimes I hit the AirTag sound just to mess with her. You know, because when you do the and it goes blah, 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 blah. And she looks around and panics. My wife doesn't like that. But it is funny to watch her face. She freaks out for just a minute. She's about to be bummed. She's not going to get played with every day. My in-laws are at my house right now, and they play with the dog. I'm not kidding. Sun up, sun down. Like, they'll go in the backyard and throw the ball with her for 6-7 hours. It's crazy, dude. I play with her 2 hours a day, I'd say. 2 is enough.
She needs a break.
She does. I need a break, you know? But she's so fast. She's so quick. She's 8, but she's still my little black dog. My little cute little black dog. I like the black ones better than the white ones. You wouldn't hear him say that, huh? Are we ever going to get the Epstein's list? No, probably not. We're never going to get that list, are we? Oh, so let me go back. So Ryan Sandberg, a loss of a legend for the Chicago Cubs. One of the greatest Cubs of all time. Rest in peace, Rhino. We love you so very much. You were pretty unbelievable, man. And before that, we lost Hulk Hogan, which tragedy to die. It's sad when people die. But, man, his N-word tape to his daughter was wild, dude. What did he say? If she's going to date an N-word, at least let it be a pro athlete. Is that what he said? I mean, that's maybe the most flagrant shit on earth. And is he on the phone to her or to somebody else? I think he was on the racist rant. 8 years ago, he used offensive language to have a private conversation. It was unacceptable. Yeah, he acknowledged it. But he did say he was mad that she was dating a black guy, right? Isn't that the whole case? And then he said, at least if she's going to date a black guy, he better be a multi-millionaire, 100 millionaire or something like that.
I'm going to try to find the transcript.
Yeah, please do. Please do. Find the transcript. Who recorded that phone call? I always think about that, like with the Mel Gibson call when his girlfriend recorded that. I was like, that's so funny. She knew. He must do it. By the way, you know, this is like drunk driving. My uncle, who's a cop, says, you know what they say when you get caught drunk driving? They didn't catch you on your first go. This guy probably said it a lot. A lot. Yeah, brother. You better not be dating an N-word, brother.
He even said brother with a hard R.
He said brother there. You better not be dating a brother. Brother. Yeah, he did a bad little thing. And that was after the sex tape with his friend's wife came out. That thing was so strange. His whole legacy is pretty muddied up. The whole time he was down there, racial tirade. And he sued Gawker for $100 million. Anyway, there it is. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Sleeping with the son of a man who was funding her. I mean, I'd rather if she was going to F some N-word rather than have her marry an 8-foot-tall N-word worth $100 million, like a basketball player. I guess we're all a little racist effing N-word. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. What if they put that on his tombstone, dude? Put that quote on your tombstone.
All a little racist.
That's something to live by. By the way, this is one of those. That's one of those quotes where this wasn't a, dude. You got me out of context, dude. This is misunderstood. I didn't mean it the way that it's reading. Anyway, Hulk Hogan gone, Ryan Sandberg gone, and rest in peace, Ryan Sandberg, Hulk Hogan,
Ozzy.
Rest in peace, I guess. Unfortunate end to his legacy, and the most impactful of all of the 3 celebrity deaths that go back to back to back is Ozzy Osbourne. I was near his hometown when he passed away. How crazy was that? What's it called? His hometown was called, what's it called? And he died near there, right? So he was born in Marston Green, Warwickshire. I mean, everything sounds like it's Lord of the Rings. And he died in Jordan's Buckinghamshire. I was up there in Midlands, England, when he passed away. And what a wild run that guy had. I mean, the fact that he lasted till 76 is bananas. Think about that. 65, Ryan Sandberg, cancer. This guy bit bats, snorted heroin, like mainlined drugs for years, partied as hard as you could party, still got to 76. That's crazy, man. The guy was a legend. The guy was a total G. Black Sabbath, one of the greatest metal bands probably in the history of music. Impactful stuff, dude. Really a powerful dude. So rest in peace to those guys. Tough little week. 3 celebrity deaths in a row. Mm-hmm. Although I never had an affinity for Hulk Hogan. I'm not saying this now because of the N-word conversation we just had. I just never liked wrestling as a kid. I'm of the generation that should have loved it. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I liked sports more. What, are you saying wrestling's not a sport? No, I'm saying I like team sports more. I just like basketball and baseball, hockey, football. I know soccer really missed me, although I tried to play it when I was a kid, but I was like, man, you should be able to push people hard, punch, push, thus rugby, because they do all that stuff.
Yeah.
It is a great game. Rugby is one of those games. I wish we had it here. We do. My buddy Ev from college, he plays and then coaches. But it's just not as popular. We just can't. Why do you think we can't get into this? We can't get into rugby or soccer.
Because rugby's too similar to soccer, and we have such a
hard-on to hate soccer.
Exactly.
But people say that, you know what the phrase is that I don't like? This is a cop-out when people go, oh, there's not enough scoring. There is, actually, in soccer. I think that's actually not true.
Also, hockey isn't very high scoring at all, but
it's gotten better, right, because of the change of rules, right? Hockey's a little bit more fast-paced now.
Yeah, but it's similar to soccer where they're not putting up NBA games going in triple digits. Like,
yeah, but NBA games have gotten out of control.
Yeah.
Now you watch an NBA game, and what's the average score now in the NBA? It's like 135 to 122. I remember as a kid, yeah, average NBA score is around 115 a game. That's a lot. What was the average? Look at this. What was the average NBA score in? Look, there's the graph. Pull up that chart. Look at the downtick there in the 90s. 1960 was higher. Do you know why? There was no black guys to guard these white dorks. These white dorks were getting free reign. These white nerds were there was no one that could able to grab the ball out of the sky like Wilt the Stilt and snag your bullshit. Then it was a low scoring in the 70s. Late 70s to the 75. It went up a little bit, then went way down in the 90s. Interesting. So the highest peak of scoring in the NBA was actually in the 60s, 61, 62. It was all the way up to 120 a game. That's interesting because we've never seen in my lifetime. Look at in the 90s, it was all low. It was all pretty low. It was around 85 to it was sub 100 a game. Everything was sub 100. So you think we're going to get back to going up to 120 a game on an average? Probably sooner than later. If they institute a 4-point, you think a 4-point thing is good or no?
No.
You think it's stupid?
Yeah.
But they're shooting from half court at this point. Steph Curry is shooting. What's the average distance of a Steph Curry 3? I mean, the guy is shooting now so far beyond the arc. I mean, he's almost shooting from half court. That should be 4 points for fun. Typically
7 feet.
27 feet away.
Yeah.
Significantly further than the standard 3-point line, which is 23 feet. Right, so on average, this guy is like sometimes 4 to 6 feet away from where he should be. That's so far away. So make 28 feet a 4-point line.
But also, you're being defended less when you're that far back.
But then that makes it more interesting. Then people are going to get up on you knowing that there's another point on the line for that.
Well, then you're just inventing a new game. You know,
you're not inventing a new game. No, that's not true. Because the 3-point line didn't always exist, my friend. When was the 3-point line instituted in the NBA? The 3-point line wasn't always a thing, so they didn't. Why wouldn't you just grow the game? So the 3-point line was added into the NBA in the 79-80 season, dude.
And look what happened to those stats plummeting.
No, that's not true. They stayed pretty average at that. They went down in the 90s. I think his defense got a lot stronger. Dude, look at this. In the 90s, this is when you had the dogs of defense. You had the Detroit Pistons that were absolute maniacs. I mean, they were foul. This is when fouling was like everything would have been a flagrant. I mean, they were slapping the shit out of each other. And I know they talk about that. Those old guys are like, nah, the NBA is too soft. I don't think it's soft, but I do think the fouls back then were significantly tougher. I mean, you would see them choke. I mean, literally wrap a throat. You'd see them choke each other out. But I do think that if you institute a 4-pointer, look, dude, you have to grow the game to make young people get interested in these games. They added a 3-point line for a reason. Add a 4-point spot. How about a spot, not a line? You got to shoot from that spot. They do that on, I don't know what that was, the Big Three or whatever maybe does. I don't think they do that. There was a league that instituted it for a long time. Maybe it's and one. I'm just thinking about and one. Oh, baby! And one also shaped my youth. That got a lot of young people who didn't really care much about basketball into basketball. And one. Skip to my Lou, Rafer Alston. The video game, there's my buddy Professor on the cover of that. He used to work out at the same gym as me at LA Fitness off of La Cienega, down in La Cienega in the freeway. He used to work out down there. I used to see him. And then years later, I hit him up on Instagram. I never connected with that guy. I always wanted to just go watch him play ball live because those guys would go to Venice. They'd play the Venice courts. Oh, it was so cool to watch. I don't know if Venice is like that anymore. It's just needles.
Yeah.
That's the new and one, hypodermic needles. You have to dodge needles. People throwing hypodermics at you while you hoop. You can't see this scar. There's a scar right under my pointer finger here. It's pretty big. And this is because on Venice Beach when I was 23 or 24, I used to go down there and play basketball. And the backboards are rusted because of the salt air. Sea air. It's an ocean, Andrew. Because of the salt. So it rusts all those backboards. And I went up to block a ball. And my hand hit the backboard. Yeah, I got ups. I'll show you photos. And I used to dunk in college. People don't believe that, but we have pictures of that. And my hand hit the backboard, and it sliced through my hand like a knife through butter. That was me yoking in college. Can you believe that? How incredible is that? That's me dunking in college. My buddy Colin taking pictures. Looking at my face, I look like I'm squeezing out a shit. But that was me yoking. There should be one parallel to that. Was at Arizona State. I could get up. The kid could get up. There's another one with two hands.
I cut my hand yesterday too.
What'd you cut your hand doing? Not touching a backboard, I'll tell you that.
No, I was going to my friend's house to watch a movie, and I didn't want to ask for their gate code, and I guessed I could probably jump that, and I could, but I cut my hand in
Why
the
do you
process.
do stuff like you do stuff like that? And that reminds me that you're 26. Don't jump the gate.
Just because I wanted to see if I could, and I
Go
could.
to the picture right next to it with two hands. There's got to be one right next to it. I did. Oh,
No,
it's
these
not
are
up
all the
there.
same.
No, they're all the same. I could yoke back in the day when I was a young lad. I'm turning 42 this year. What does that mean for me, McKone?
Time's up.
It is, dude. You lack the minerals and vitamins, irons and the niacin. Fuck who the diaphen rapper. Sit back. I'm about to. You don't know that song? Time's up.
Yeah, no, that's sampled in something. The fuck who would I offend?
That's right. Big L.
Yeah.
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 But that lyric is from Time's Up by OC. I believe that's Time's Up. Fuck who that I offend rapper. Sit back. I'm about to begin. Time's Up by OC. I was right. Buck Original. Time's Up. It's a great album. Phenomenal album. By the way, I was listening this morning before you came over to the house to shower. I was listening to Ann Peebles. Ann Peebles might be the most sampled soul artist in the history. I'm telling, I can't, the internet's got to know. Look how many times, type in how many times hip hop artists have sampled Ann Peebles. It's shocking how many times I listen to her stuff, and it is a litany of songs. Sometimes in one song, I'll hear 10 songs in one song. I mean, I Can't Stand the Rain is the most notorious, but Trouble, Heartache, and Sadness was sampled by Jizza, by Earl Sweatshirt, by Raekwon. She's been sampled so many times. Look at all those. Grammatic, shout out to Grammatic, my dog. I love that guy. Prodigy, Wu-Tang, Benny the Butcher, The Regiment. Dude, Phonics. I mean, look at all these people. Isn't that crazy how many times that one song's been sampled? There's 3 more pages to that.
Is that the No Way on Shadowbox?
That is one of it. Yes, that is one of it from there. That's Heartache. Oh, that's such a good song. And for people that want to know, if you're a hip-hop fan, if you really want to dig in the crates, so to speak, go ahead and listen to some Ann Peebles. If you're a fan of hip-hop music and the history of hip-hop, you want to hear where a lot of those great song loops came from. Those samples were from Ann Peebles. She's incredible. I could listen to her all day long. She's got such a wealth of music where it's happy and sad and beautiful and so melodic. I really like her. I've been on a little bit of a old soul kick for some reason. We go through these little. I think they're kind of reflective of the time, of whatever I'm going through. You know.
See the most sampled song of all time. I feel like it was like I thought I heard it was like "Impeach the President" or something. That drum.
That's the
beat.
most sampled song of all time. "Amen, Brother" by the Winstons. The "Amen, Brother" break. Oh, the "Amen" break. The most sampled song of all time. Wish we could play it without YouTube smushing us. It's fine.
Yeah.
But
Impeach
the most
President,
sampled, Funky President, Impeach the President is number 3. Bring the Noise, Fight the Power.
Yeah.
Fight the Power for sure.
All those early hip hop.
Eric B is president, right?
That's the best.
And F the Police. Now, what is that about?
The Bridge.
How funny is that NWA's Fuck the Police is 1988 and it's still a relevant song today. It's just like any of Carlin's bits. They're still relevant today.
Yeah.
You know when they say that comedy is a sign of the times, so is music, but sometimes the times just keep rotating. You come right back to where we were. We circle, we come back. What's our future, McKone? What's your future? I'll be dead by the time the world changes again, and then you'll have to deal with whatever bullshit we left behind.
Yeah.
I'm excited, dude. I'm excited. I'm excited for you to go through more pain as you get older.
Well, there's more where that came from.
Are you in love right now?
No.
Good. Good. I
I'm
don't
in
want
love
you
with
in love. I
work.
want you focused on work.
I'm in love with the work right now.
Yeah, that'll go away too. You'll get sick of that.
I actually do feel like I'm in a good creative stride right now.
You're moving?
Yeah.
We're about to do some videos. We're going to shoot some stuff and get into a little bit of a creative stride, I feel like.
want to, if you're around, I want to get you to do that short film sketch show at the store.
Not going to do it. Not going to do it. Not because I don't want to, but because you just asked me now on camera. And I feel like it's a principle. I just can't do things that are out of principle.
How was Goop's show?
We'd had a fun show last night. Me and Robert E. Lee, me and Bobby Lee, my boy, and also Dax Flame was on it. Tiffany Haddish was on it. Dane Cook was on it.
Arsenio?
Huh?
Was Arsenio
I
on?
think is on the next one.
He's normally on those.
One of the best, by the way, one of the best dudes and comics working, Arsenio Hall. A legend that only some people may know as but Arsenio is way more than that. Great writer, and also a guy that's somehow still putting in the work because he doesn't have to. I'm sure he's got plenty of money in the bank that he could just sit back and say, you know, I'm gonna go to the house and watch Love Island. My in-laws got hooked on. They're watching Schitt's Creek now. Schitt's Creek. I never watched it. I heard it was really good.
Yeah, no, me neither.
I just never. I don't like when the lead character's gay. No, I just didn't. I had no interest in the show for some reason. I really wanted to watch it because I like Dan. I think he's very funny and talented. Mm-hmm. And I met him years ago. You know what's so funny? I met him through a friend of mine, and before I knew I didn't know who he was. I didn't know his name. You know, and I was like, oh, you know, what do you do? He's like, I'm an actor, and I was like, oh, cool, that's awesome. Yeah, and he's like, I'm working on this show right now. I'm trying to get in development with this show with my dad. And I was like, oh, that's rad. You're gonna put your dad in the show? He's like, no, my dad is an actor. And I was like, oh, cool. Who's your dad? He's like, oh, Eugene Levy. And I was like, oh, I think that'll go. Yeah. I was like, I think that show will get picked up. Whenever I hear that kind of stuff, and he earned it, by the way. He's a great writer and a great actor. So it's not, you can't take anything away from. Sometimes nepotism in Hollywood, people get this weird thing where they're like, they just got that because of X, Y, Z. Sometimes it's because they're talented, okay? You know, not always, but I think a lot of times, right? I mean, but Hollywood's so rife with it. It's crazy, man. I can't believe I'm just a young loser from Chicago with no ties in Hollywood, and I was able to even get in the door. Emma Roberts, Lily Collins, Dakota Johnson, Jamie Lee Curtis, Zoe Kravitz, Drew Barrymore, Ben Stiller, Kaya Gerber, Maggie Gyllenhaal, Carrie Fisher, Charlie Sheen, George Clooney, John David Washington, Hailey Bieber, Gigi Hadid, Lily Rose Depp, Maud Apatow, Tracy Ellis Ross, Gwyneth Paltrow, Bryce Dallas Howard, Billy Lourd, Jack Quaid, Jennifer Aniston, Kate Hudson. So it's everybody.
Even like Maya Rudolph, Minnie Riperton. Her mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is crazy. It is. So many people have some sort of connection to this whole thing. There is. What's George Clooney's? I thought he was a dog. He has somebody? Who's his?
See.
Who's his parent? Who's his mommy and daddy? Nick Clooney, his father. He is a American journalist, anchorman, politician, television host. God, dude. Everybody's got somebody.
The Nick Clooney Show out of Ohio.
The Nick Clooney Show from Columbus, Ohio for WLWC. Here we are on WLWC, television 1968, Cincinnati's WCPTO TV. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Today in the news, you can officially hit your wife in front of your house, not just inside your house. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Did she not make the coffee that you wanted? Go ahead and give her a crack-a-dack-a-doodle. Your neighbors can't say anything. Ba-dun-ba-dun-dun-dun. Back in the good old days, I hate that. That's such an annoying. Back in the good old days, when you could redline. What are you talking about? What do you mean the good old day? What are you even referring to?
When you could redline neighborhoods.
Yeah, and divorces were way lower back then. You know why? They couldn't leave.
Yeah.
We didn't let them go. A judge smoking a cigar. So you want a divorce, huh? What did he do to you? Hit you? Grow up. Next. Case dismissed. I think about that a lot because my mother got a divorce from my father. And my dad, had some troubles in life, and he's fixed his life years later. He's gotten his life much together, but he was a young, foolish lad. He had some troubles. My parents split up. And the shame my mother felt from the divorce because of the church, because of the way that the church made people feel about it and local opinion, the court of public opinion about it. It was really sad. I think she felt shame and bummed about it. I mean, she had to do what she had to do, clearly. She had to, no woman wants to go, I need to be a single mom. Like, no woman wants that as their future. They do that if they have to, if they don't have any other choice. No woman wants to be a single mother without a partner to help the stress of life. It's particularly if you come from no money and you've got to work all day and you don't get to see your kid at all. And it's a tough life. I give my mom so much credit, man. My mother's like one of the greatest forces in my entire life, who I saw work my whole life up until 5 years ago. And I'm a grown man. She worked my entire life and still was able to raise me. And, I don't know, single moms. If you're a single mom out there, shout out to you. You're a badass and you're dope. And I hope you don't have to do it all alone. I hope you get some form of help, whether it's family or a partner. But I know how hard that is. I saw my mom go through it a little bit. I know it was really hard. My mom one time, she came to pick me up from daycare, and she had all my presents, my Christmas presents, in the trunk of her old shitty, I think it was an Oldsmobile. It was a piece of shit. It had no hubcaps on it. They had stolen those, and someone stole the car right before Christmas.
Damn.
And I didn't know as a child, but my mom had said she had called, my grandpa, and was so sad and hurt, and was like, I lost my car and all my kids. He's not going to have a Christmas now. And then luckily, old Poppy came through and they helped get me some more Christmas gifts because every single gift my mother had purchased was in the trunk of my mom's car. Because we lived in an apartment. She couldn't keep it in the apartment. Where would she keep it? There was no room in the apartment. Yeah. The coat closet was, I'm not even kidding. The coat closet in the front hallway of our apartment, I think because I used to hide in it as a kid, and I got big enough as a kid where I started running out of room. That's how small the coat closet was. It was like 4 coats and an old suitcase. But my mom got the car stolen, and it was snowy night. And I do remember this. I don't have a lot of great memories as a kid because my memory's bad, but I do remember she picked me up and I was dilly-dallying. I was taking my time, and I do feel like a part of it was my fault. I do remember feeling that was my fault the car got stolen because we were watching a movie, and I didn't want to leave. And I remember then going outside, and the car was gone, and my mom in like sheer panic. And then I think like less than a week later, the Chicago police called my mom. And we're like, Mrs. Santino, we found your car. It's off the Dan Ryan. Do you want it? And she was like, what condition is it in? What does it look like? And they're like, well, the 2 of the tires are missing. It's on blocks. They ripped out the center console. It's been lit on fire, and it's undrivable. Do you want it? My mom was like, no, dude. Scrap it. Scrap the car. And then I was able to get a Christmas together because of, I think, my grandfather helped out. My grandfather, one of the coolest cats of all time, a firefighter for Chicago, raised 10 kids, an absolute dog, one of the greatest dudes to ever walk the earth. Funny. Look, this is the kind of guy, too. He was Irish, and I think the way that Irish deal with sadness or tragedy or being poor is they have to make fun of everything. So, like, he was of the mindset of the Willy Wonka quote that I love, which is, I bet the gold makes the chocolate taste terrible. It's like one of my favorite quotes of all time. Don't worry, Charlie. I bet the gold makes the chocolate taste terrible. Or was it Charlie that said that? Was it Grandpa Joe that said that? Who said that? But what a great quote. I bet the gold makes the chocolate taste terrible. I think Charlie might have said that in an effort to like
To console his
to
grandfather.
console how Charlie does say that. Yeah, I bet the gold makes the chocolate taste terrible. Yeah, because he said, "Don't
Yeah.
worry, Grandpa," because Grandpa Joe, bedridden Grandpa Joe. By the way, popped right up when he had an opportunity. Didn't mind jumping out of bed when he could go to the chocolate factory. Are you really bedridden, Grandpa? You floated around you stole fizzy lifting drink just fine. All right? You were trolling around all day. He was on his feet for like 10 hours. You're a liar, Grandpa Joe. And Grandma Georgina, you didn't do shit either. Knitting. She's out there knitting all day. In the bed. That was a weird bed scene. They're like sitting in bed on the other side of a double-headed bedboard. Both grandparents, right? Mm-hmm. How weird.
Feet to feet.
Where would this have been normal? Also, where was this movie? What country did this supposed to take place in? They spoke English, but it was like a Germanic.
I think it was in England.
They all spoke American. None of them had a British accent.
It just seems like industrial London
I know, but then say
vibe.
it's Cleveland. But isn't that funny? They made that movie, the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. They made it feel like it was. Where was it supposed to take place? Because I remember thinking, this feels like it's in Europe, but surely not, because all of them have American accents. And Grandpa Joe talked like this. He talked like an old radio host. Filmed in Munich, Germany. So I was right. I said Germany, Germanic. I was right on that. But the only German was the fat German kid. You know?
Yeah, Augustus.
I'm starving. He was almost like a young Arnold. Get off me, I'm starving.
Get to the chocolate river.
Get to the chocolate. Get to the river. What did he say? Don't eat that. He was like, don't drink. But that's the best part about how he acted in this. How Gene Wilder acted. So passive and beautiful the way he was like, don't drink that. Don't do that. It was so good. Maybe one of the greatest comedic actors, Gene Wilder, that we've ever seen, and underrated. Underrated in terms of my generation of youth, because we grew up with him in our latter years, obviously, right? He was done by the time, but I mean, like, we grew up with those movies when I became like a teen, and man, was he so fantastic. So brilliant. I mean, they're leaving off my favorite movie of his, of all these, of Young Frankenstein and Willy Wonka Blazing Saddles. You know what my favorite movie is of his? Come on. Stir Crazy. God, look at all the... Keep going. Do more.
I'm going to go to his filmography.
So many good films.
I mean,
though.
Bonnie and Clyde, one of the most important
Bonnie and
movies
Clyde, but
ever
go
released.
down. The best of the best. There, right there. There we go. Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles, and Stir Crazy. Wait, go up a little bit. The Producers.
Oh, that's your favorite?
Of his?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So good.
I love the
1967? Why? I feel like that was... Maybe I'm wrong about it. I just thought that was for sure in the mid-'70s or something.
I forgot he was in this one too.
Everything you always want to know about sex. I would, what's the word? Implore people to go watch a bunch of Gene Wilder movies. So good.
Crazy. The Producers and Bonnie and Clyde were the same
year.
Two very
Guys are back to back. He's like Jim Carrey.
different flicks.
He's
Yeah,
like Jim
that
Carrey
was-
is like our Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
Who could make like 5 great movies in the span
Dumb
of
and
2
Dumber
years.
and Ventura.
Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura. By the way, what was the
94.
separation of years between
That was both 94.
Cable Guy and dude? Between The Mask, look up Jim Carrey's run. I don't think we're never going to get this again. By the way, in film, as far as comedy goes, go down to his filmography. This is what's even more impressive to me is like, here's a guy who banged out so much in such a short span of time, and still, to this day, what a brilliant. I mean, look at. Okay, so zoom in on this. Cable Guy and Liar Liar were back. Okay, it went like this. Look at that. Watch this. 94, 95, 96, 97, 98. Now listen to that. 94 to 98. Ready? Ace Ventura, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber, all 94. 95, Batman Forever, Ace Ventura. 96, Cable Guy. 97, Liar Liar. 98, Truman Show. 99, Man on the Moon. Me, Myself, and Irene. I mean, good Lord.
Yeah,
Good
that's
Lord. He's
unbelievable.
I mean, what a hero. I Love You, Philip Morris, one of the most underrated films ever. Do you know that movie?
No.
What? Him and Ewan McGregor, right? Ewan McGregor and him, spoiler alert, It was based on a book, right? It was a real life story of a con artist. Him and Ewan McGregor, they are, well, I don't want to give anything away in case some of the fans want to watch it. Please watch this movie. He is one of the greatest con men of all time. And my favorite quote from this movie is, "Nobody tells you this, but being gay is expensive." That's one of my favorite lines from the movie. It's so good. It's such a brilliant movie.
It's very funny.
I got to get back. We need to have movie night. We need to start doing movie night.
Yeah.
I'm serious. We need to start doing like a summer movie night now. Because I want everybody to get together and watch. When I was watching the movie, the Blackberry movie, I keep referencing it. But when I was watching it, they had a movie night at...
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I miss movie nights. We used to do those all the time when we were young. But now all my friends are married or divorced or they have kids or they've moved.
I did a movie night last night with my buddies. We watched Brazil.
I don't know Brazil.
Brazil, the Terry Gilliam movie
I don't know that movie.
with Jonathan Pryce, come out in the 80s.
Brasilia.
It's like
I never been to Brazil, but my buddy Shawnee Malto just got back and he was like, "You never been to Sao Paulo?" I said, "No." And he goes, "Don't worry about it." I think that's kind of crazy. I thought Brazil would be kind of dope. Wow, that looks like Squid Games.
It's the same guy that did Director's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh, wow, what a movie.
So it's like 1984 but funnier and like just shot in that weird style.
You know what Fear and Loathing did though? A detriment to our generation, my generation.
What?
Then every dickhead around my age wanted to go to Vegas and live that exact same experience.
it's
and
like-
that is so dumb.
It's not the point of the movie.
But also it's like, hey, I live in Los Angeles. You are not, and I mean you are not gonna drop acid and drive to Vegas. It's 4.5 hours. You will be fucked.
Yeah.
You will die on the way.
Well,
You're not flying down the 15 going 90 on acid. I mean, good Christ, with the top down. I mean, I'm thinking SPF. But what a nightmare. I knew people that tried to emulate this world of like going there and tripping balls for a few days in Vegas. It's not fun. It's not I think it's a fantasy that people think they're going to be able to live. You're not, I promise. You know what you do? You go to Vegas. You want to go to Vegas like an adult. You go to Vegas, you get in, depending on where you live in the country, when you can get in, take a flight. You're headed westbound, obviously, because everyone's east of here, except for us. Take a flight in and land in Vegas around noon. All right? Noon. Check into your room about 1 or 2 because that's when it'll be ready. If it's not ready, go play a table or two. Midday tables are way more fun. They're not that packed. All right? And the numbers are going to be lower. You're going to get $10 tables and instead of, $100 tables that are at night and on the weekends. So get there and play a table right away. Then get to the room, have a cocktail, hang out with your friends, goof off, go to the pool, right? And when you're done with the pool, while you're there, make a dinner reservation somewhere. Go get a nice dinner and go see a show if you can. Go see one of these shows. And you don't have to go to one of the big, what do you call them, Cirque du Soleil. There's a lot of smaller shows that are really fun and cool around town you can go see. Take a trip to old Las Vegas, all right? And then at night, deep at night, go to a strip club. Go to a strip club and bring only $100. Bring $100 and get it in singles and spend none of it. Okay? Pay the door fee, but spend none of the $100. Keep it, pretend like you're gonna. Keep reaching in your pocket every time you're sitting by the stage. Get a couple free drinks and get out of there. Don't get a dance. Don't tip any. No, I'm kidding. Tip the girls. Give the girls the money. Give the girls the money. But do that with your friends. Play during the day. You play at night tables. I think that's a big mistake. I like day tables. And strip clubs are burnt out. I don't think I'll ever want to go to a strip club ever again. They're weird. I never liked them. I don't want to get a dance. I'm not interested. It's not fun. I don't want to get boners with buddies. I don't want to get boners with buddies. I did when I was a kid. We had sleepovers. We all got boners at a sleepover. But, you don't want to do it when you're older. It feels weird and gross and uncomfortable. Go to a show. Go to a show. Get a nice dinner. Get high. Have a couple of drinks. Go to a show. And I'm not advocating for the use of drugs and or alcohol unless, of course, you already do it. And in that case, party on, Wayne. Party on, Wayne. My mom and I's favorite quote to say to each other. My mom and I used to watch Wayne's World all the time. And my mom would say, she'd always go, like if somebody dropped something, or something broke or fumbled something, my mom would go, "She's okay." Because when that girl hits the car, she's okay. I love that movie, man. Good God. Ugh. Just reminiscing about when they sit under the plane, And I asked Dana on this show about that. That was all improv when they sat what was supposed to be O'Hare Airport, and they watched planes go over. And my favorite scene in that, and I'm going to go do Fly on the Wall, Dana and David Spade's show here in a month, I think. And I want to ask him more stuff about it because I never got enough out. But he did say that line about Bugs Bunny was improv, and you can tell because Mike Myers' laugh is so organic. It's not an inch of it was fabricated. As a comedian, we used to watch back stuff when we were kids, me and my best friend Sean, and I watch it back over and over and over and over to see if I could see where people are breaking or laughing and they leave it in. You know that's one of my favorite things. And you can tell when he goes, "Hey, Wayne, did you ever find Bugs Bunny attractive when he put on a dress and act like a girl?" And the way that he goes, "No. No." Why? Neither did I was just asking. It's one of the best. Dana Carvey's just a living genius, a god of characters. His character work is unmatched. The only one I think that's close to him as far as transforming beyond Mike Myers would be probably I would say close to the transformation is probably got to be Martin Short, because I think Jiminy Glick did something to me as a kid. I didn't even see Martin Short anymore when I saw Jiminy Glick. Sometimes you see a guy play a character and you're like, well, I still see the guy. Like Farley was a genius, but you'd still see Farley in everything. Jiminy Glick, you didn't even know that was Martin Short. If you never saw it before, you would have never known. Yeah, Ed Grimley was very funny too. But Clifford Daniels, another, the little eccentric, weird little waiter. But I'm telling you, man, that Jiminy Glick was so transformative as far as comedy characters goes. It made me wish I could do characters. And I don't know if I could. I've never had the opportunity, but I think it'd be cool to transform. Maybe we should start a new show where I transform. Mm-hmm. Into like a little Chicago guy. Hey, it's Bill Blasky. I work over there in Tinley Park. My mom and dad. A Chicago character would be great. You know, my dad's the guy that made the Chicago River go backwards. You know, they changed the flow of the river. That was my dad. A lot of people take the architecture tour on the Chicago River and they're admiring all that stuff, but they don't know that river was poop. We flipped it to make all the sewage go the other way. Everyone in Chicago has a connection to some bullshit. Like my dad would tell me stories. I don't even know if any of those were real. No, you remember Marcus's son? Remember that guy? You know, he was Al Capone's cobbler. He made shoes for Al Capone. What? Isn't he like 48? When he was 9, he was making fucking shoes for Al. You don't believe me? My dad would have stories like that. He would tell, the amount of people you would hear, no, he's the one, he's the first one that opened that restaurant. When Harry Carey's, when they put that downtown, they got the meat from a guy who was stealing off of a truck. I know the guy that used to drive the truck. They break him off a couple $100. They flipped on me. Harry Carey, he didn't pay for a steak for like 9 months. Do you know that? Everyone in Chicago has one of these bullshit stories. Like that's where like getting free cable. My aunt got her cable hot. She got hot cable, you know, where they'd wire it. No, yeah, she's got her cousin he works for Comcast. He can do it. He can rig it. You'll get free cable. Steal it from the fucking neighbors. Everyone in Chicago runs out of breath when they're telling you a story. No, he's going to go down. We'll go to the boat. We'll gamble for a little while at the boat. And then when we're done, we'll probably want to go get something to eat. There's got to be a Golden Nugget open late night because we'll want to go there and have a couple cigarettes. I remember smoking at the Golden Nugget. I remember my dad smoking at the Golden Nugget. Bring up the Golden Nugget. There's no way they're around in Chicago anymore. I think there's a couple maybe left. Golden Nugget, one of the best restaurants. Oh, there are a couple. Golden Nugget Pancake House. Andrew.
Oh, yeah, I've been here.
Andrew, go to the Golden Nugget. Go get me. I used to get my dad cigarettes. Go get me cigarettes. I'd go get cigarettes from the corner. They'd sell me. I'd be 12. They'd sell me cigarettes. The Golden Nugget was great. They had cigarette machines by the bathroom. Go get me a pack of Winston's. Andrew, go get me a pack of Winston's. I'll get you another stack of pancakes. My dad used to take me there in the middle of the night. I'd eat pancakes at 11:30 at night. I thought that was the coolest shit on earth. I thought that was such a rad thing. You want to go get pancakes? It's like, dude, I'm supposed to be in bed, but yeah, I want to have a stomach ache. You know? You remember that eating late night, having a stomach ache? You're falling asleep in pain. Now available, Kathy. 773-450-4691. Call it, Pancake House. The Golden Nugget. Kathy. Everyone has Kathy. You know how many, I have an Aunt Kathy. Everyone in Chicago has at least one Aunt Kathy. Call Kathy. Is Barb over there? What happened to Barb? She died. That's it. Everyone died, and nobody knows. What happened to her husband? He got gout. He was gout-ridden. He tripped down the stairs. His gout. He broke his fucking neck, that guy. Edward died. Jesus Christ. Kathy, what is she doing now? Well, you know, she's been on disability since she was 36. They're all on disability. Dude, they are. I swear, the wealth of stories. Go down there to Maywood. Go to the Maywood dog trick. Put a bet. Will you put a bet on me on Santa's Little Helper? That's my dog. I used to go with my dad to the dog track. There's a racetrack and a dog track. Arlington is a horse track. We used to go to Maywood Dog Track where my grandfather worked. We wrote a pilot about it. I wrote the track, and it got bought, and it never got made. When I had a deal, with NBC after I tested for SNL, I wrote that pilot with Christ, and they loved it. And then hands change as they do in corporate world. A new executive came in, and he was like, I don't know if I like the setting at a dog track. And I was like, well, that's the whole fucking show.
I think now is the vibe that you just gotta shoot it.
We should just make it.
Yeah, shoot it into like
the track was great.
Even Tires, they did that.
I know they had amateur boxing nights at Maywood, but the dog track they run the greyhounds, and they would have a rabbit on the rail. They would say, "There goes that rabbit." That's what my dad would say. "There goes that rabbit," and the announcer, coming up and I used to sit there and watch that. I thought that was crazy. Little did I know, people were losing their lives around me. Adults were like literally losing all of their financial stability was going up in smoke. But I used to go to the Golden Nugget with my dad. One time my grandfather hit us with his car on the way. That was one of the funny. My grandfather was so past being able to drive, and he still would drive far when he shouldn't have been driving. And we're pulling out of the Nugget, and we're going to make a left, so we're obviously waiting for cross traffic, and smokes us. My dad gets out. Dad, what are you doing? He goes, fucking go. He made it seem as if we fucked up, like we were screwing up. No, he just wanted to hit us. The Golden Nugget. I should do a show about the Nugget, man. The Golden Nugget to Chicagoland people is like what IHOP means to people in other parts. You know what I mean? It's the same kind of idea, but it was Chicago only. I don't know if it ever made it out of Chicago, but boy, I loved it. And things change now. Portillo's is everywhere. Everything is different now. The Chicago only spots are few and far between. Oh, they got a Nugget in Vegas? No, they did. They located at the Golden Nugget. The Golden Nugget Diner is likely the one. Those are two different things. That's Golden Nugget, the casino. Yeah. No, that was only in Chicago. The Golden Nugget Pancake House.
Can you do a Minnesota accent?
Yeah, Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota's it's more softer.
You sound like Jordan Peterson.
Oh yeah, that's Canada. That's up there. But Minnesota's close. You guys are close to Canadians. You're right. I mean, you fucking your neighbors. But you guys have.
We're going fishing up.
We're going fishing up there. But you're much more quiet. Minnesotans are much more quiet. Canadians are a little bit more brash. Jordan Peterson. You can't have men turning into women. You can't. That's not the reality that I want to live in. Then a minute later, he's bawling, crying. It's so funny to have a guy wanting to be like an alpha male, and then just like, and it's not that men can't cry, but it's just like you have this fucking guy who professes all this like, this is the way the world's supposed to be, but then gets so emotional. He's like, and my daughter is just not. We're not connecting. And it's like, well, dude, maybe it's because you're fucking unstable. Maybe because you need to get some stability. Is that the future you want in America? I didn't move here so men could turn into women.
What was the thing? They're throwing cocks out the window.
They're just tossing cocks out the window. You'll be driving on Sunset Boulevard. And you'll be bumping on cocks because everyone is transitioning in Los Angeles. Everyone. Dude, the bullshit they throw out to the world is so fucking funny. Everyone's trans. Yeah, dude, everyone's trans. Everyone in LA is trans. It's the way that they profess that it's a reality. Look, if you don't like it, fine. Hate whatever you want to hate, man. That's on you. But when they throw this shit out as if like the world is this like, you know what the fucked up thing? The more I travel, dude, the more I realize people are actually fucking great. Mm-hmm. People are great. I meet so many people. Yes, a lot of people suck ass. But if you change your vision, kind of like the blue car theory when you say like, I never seen any blue cars, then you'll notice them all day. If you're looking for fucking dickheads, you're going to find them. If you're looking for good people, I think you're going to find them. I believe that. The more I travel, the more people I meet, the more fans I meet. And this is a time for me to say, I am so appreciative of the fans, of the fanship that we've gotten from Bad Friends, from this show. You guys have been along. People that are original Whiskey Ginge listeners for 8, 9 years, whatever we are, 8 years? I don't know, 7 or 8 years. I thank you for changing my life. I thank you for making my life more fun, to be able to give you guys stuff on the internet every week, and for you guys to like want to be involved and pass it around and enjoy this ride with me. It's been truly a blessing. Like, I mean it. I don't even know how to say that without sounding like I'm being, facetious or disingenuous, but 2 big words I just learned. But I really just mean it. I really mean it, man. I really appreciate the fans so much. It's hard for me to emote it sometimes when I see you in public. So if I see you and you come up and you ask for a photo or want to say hi, I want to say hi, and sometimes it's hard for me to tell fans, like, thank you for the fanship. It's weird. I don't know how to do it. I've never really been good at it. And a lot of people are like, I might look unapproachable because I'm kind of in my own space all the time. But I always do love to say hi to the fans, and I do appreciate the love. Don't yell at me when I'm at dinner. That's weird. That I don't love. But I do appreciate the fanship. It does mean the absolute world to me. It does something to me to be able to do the world our way, because Hollywood, me and Bobby joke a lot about it. Hollywood is such a fickle, weird beast. And we're not Nepo babies. So we don't have some of those advantages of, we just kind of have to grind for what we've got. Whether it looks easy to you or not, we've had to grind. We're overnight sensations, 20 years in the business. And I cannot thank the fans enough for being along for the ride and giving me what you guys have given me in terms of the love and the live shows. And it means the world without saying it ad nauseum, but it does mean the world to me that you guys have come along for this fucking ride and helped me build something and give a career to many people. I've helped a lot of people along the way. Chris O'Connor and I kind of, we were starting to rise together, and I'm glad he got off on tires, and Zach Townsend, who's one of my dogs that opened for me, and Jet Ski, who opened for us, and then Laura Peak, who's who's become a star of her own, and then Devontre Coleman, the guy who's opening for me now, who I think is a fucking brilliant comedian. The more people I can help because of you guys, the better off this world becomes in the world of comedy. We keep passing it down and growing the space, because there's no other reason to be doing this if I can't give McKone a place to eat, sleep, and shower every day. And it means the world that we've been able to create a staff, an environment, a world of fans, and that's all thanks to you guys, that we're able to do this kind of our own way on our own terms and time. So thank you for that. And on that note, I'm going to be signing off here. We'll have more guests to come. I might do more solos because this seems fun to do with Coney. It all depends on how much the fans like it or hate it. I'm going to be touring a little bit coming up. I think I'm going to drop dates. I'm doing San Francisco, I think Halloween weekend, which should be fun. I'm going down to Hammond, Illinois in November around Thanksgiving to play a casino down there Hammond, Indiana, sorry. I'm also going to be doing Tempe Improv for the first time in my life, dude. I went to school in Arizona. I never played the Tempe Improv. I only played different clubs, and then we play theaters down there. But I've never done the Tempe Improv, and so I want to go back to my roots. And so I'm going to do that. Tempe Improv, San Francisco Punchline, not Cobb's this time. I'm doing the Punch. I want a smaller environment. I want to work out some stuff and have some fun with you guys. That Hammond show, and then in the new year, I'm doing a ton. I think I'm going to Borgata again. I'm going back to Atlantic City. I'm going to Bethlehem, PA. I'll put all the dates up on andrewsantino.com. But once again, thank you so much for all the love and support. And we're going to end the episode the way we always do. One word or one phrase into the camera. McKone and I are going to say our one word at the exact phrase. We're going to say a phrase at the exact same time. You ready? Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3.
Aunt Kathy.
In here, we pour whisk, 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 whisk.
You were that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.